Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly marshal this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning, wherever this finds you, whenever this finds you. Today we are, we were going to be continuing on with our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea game, but we unfortunately found ourselves down quite a few players at the last minute, so we've had to call an audible, and we instead decided, rather than wasting our morning we set aside for gaming, we would revisit a recent favorite on the channel, and that would be Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, set in the classic Weird West setting, Deadlands. And with me today are our posse, made up of two returning veterans of the Weird West. Guys, I'll go the order I got you on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and yeah, that's it, I guess. First up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Santiago El Justo.
Nice. And next up is Carl.
So I'm Carl, and I'm playing Build the Tater McCullough.
Nice.
He's a territorial ranger, ex-Texas Ranger.
Very nice. So when we last left these heroes, you guys had a bit of an adventure in the the town of Hell's Gate, renamed to Heaven's Gate. I think what you guys find is that Santiago did not flee from the events of that ill-fated town. Instead, what happened is he was tied up. He was captured, and Santiago was destined to be the next of the offerings to the worms crawling beneath the desert. But we're going to embrace kind of the pulp aesthetic for this, and we're not going to pick up with immediately afterwards, but we're picking up with you guys at another point. Let's do this. We'll draw a couple cards here, guys. So for those listening at home, this is a unplanned session. So what we're going to do is dive in, and rather than me cobbling something together, we're going to see how the some of the random generation stuff works with Savage Worlds, because it's got some great, or at least interesting looking rules for that kind of stuff. Let's see here. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at some of the adventure generator stuff out of Deadlands. So we got 7 of spades. All right. And then a 10 of diamonds. And then a complication.
Oh, what's the funnest part?
Diamonds. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to recall everything. Call all, reshuffle. So, we are going to be opening on, I think you guys riding down into, let's see here. Which, why don't you guys give us a D12 roll, please. Six, okay. And clubs. All right, so guys, where our scene opens is this will be a Northern California town, so right and northwestern, near the desert. You can see that the deserts this is around the sort of Bridgeport area. The mountains are, the difference between them and say the like the Rockies is they are slate gray. They seem almost completely free of any vegetation until you get to the very, very low base of the mountains. Go ahead, Carl. And then what what you guys, what we can see is the two of you riding in, and there is a pretty nasty storm that seems to be chasing your tail as well. The reason that we're here, guys, is because of someone has called for help. Someone has gotten themselves in over their head, and they need to call someone in. I'm going to guess it's someone that Santiago knows, because territorial rangers, I'm assuming, like Texas Rangers, the idea of one man, one riot, one ranger, they probably wouldn't be calling in for help. But if you guys think that there's someone else, that you got someone in mind, Carl, that you be coming in to help, then, I'm happy to have that changed. But what do you think, guys?
Maybe the one of the it could be like the I happen to know the sheriff or marshal in the town because he's an ex-ranger.
So I think, yeah. So what it is, it's someone who was an ex-ranger, but it's someone who has, he's not from this place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
So, and this is sort of a desolate region as well, too. There's, I'm picturing there's, I remember the name of the place because there was an internment camp there, but in Mazuchelli there's that region around there and Bridgeport, it's incredibly desolate. You would think it was part of like Nevada or Arizona, because just there's no windbreaks, there's very small grasses and such. But there is a town here, probably something that built up around the gold rush, or the Ghost Rock rush, I suppose, as well in Deadlands. Your buddy became a marshal or a sheriff here, hoping just to kind of, have a quieter thing. You got a telegram from him saying, that he thinks that his goose may be well and thoroughly cooked here. So he needs your help. Santiago, I'm guessing just because of your sort of heroic nature, then you maybe fell in with Bill, and that's why we see you guys adventuring together.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so as you guys are coming into town, again, like there's this nasty storm that's brewing in the north, and seems to be bearing down on you guys. The weather is still fairly nice, so it'll be summertime weather, but with the change in temperature and the clouds or the storm coming in, it is looking more like it's going to get cold and miserable and wet quite quickly. Mm-hmm. So how do you guys think you're gonna? What's the approach here? I guess what we can do, Carl. Let's take advantage of one of the other things, the interludes. So I'm looking at, where are you here? I think interludes are part of the core. Here we go. All right, so Carl.
Yep.
As we're sort of riding along, you guys see this town, and here we go. We got a Jack of Diamonds. Diamonds for backstory. Something your hero wants or already has. It might be a material possession, a recognition, a political goal, or even a trip he wishes to take some point. So this is, how do you think that connects to your buddy? Mm-hmm. Did you guys have a shared dream at some point? Did you ever say a shared goal?
Yeah, I'd say we were gonna, we're gonna get some cattle or sheep and start a ranch.
Okay.
Get out of the biz, but it always calls you back.
Okay. And is this something you think happened before the before Civil War, or something that happened while you guys were marshals?
Probably when we were rangers after the Civil War. It's because 1884 right now, right? So,
yep.
Yeah. So after the Civil War, it actually ended in 71 in this world.
Yeah. So I'm wondering is this a guy who maybe you knew beforehand? Like you guys sort of had parallel tracks to a certain point, and then he went off in one, and you went in another.
Yeah, maybe we fought in the war.
Could be.
Maybe we fought in the war together.
Okay.
Not long ago, yeah. That's only 13 years ago, so.
So, and let's, the name of this town, we're going to give it a appropriately funereal name. Let's call it Solace.
Okay.
So, you guys are riding into the small northern California.
So maybe we thought about getting a ranch together, but then he went off to go, prospect.
Sure. All right.
The case a lot.
Yeah, and then so it maybe wasn't surprising that he was a better lawman than he was a prospector, but
Yep.
Yeah.
And I owe him one because he saved me in the war.
Love it. Okay. So, as you guys are riding into to town, let's see here. Okay, so what you find is this is a smaller community. There's probably maybe 100 people that you'd think would make up the entire town, and they seem to be as you're riding into town, there's a sign up that says local ordinance requires you to surrender firearms. Heading in, welcome to Solace, and as you guys are going into town, you can see that there are lots of lights on in the some of the farmsteads and whatnot that are just outside of the town. And there are lights that are, you're arriving just in time for people, closing up shop and sort of, getting out and holding, the wind is blowing through town. They're holding their hats down. Would each of you give us an observation check, please?
Notice,
thank you. Yep. Too many games.
No, that's going to be a podcast. Sam gets confused with everything, all the different things for perception. No, Bill, that might be...
Why,
I still got 15.
So for each of you guys, you do start with 3 bennies as well, too?
Oh, it says I have 3 wounds. Oh, never mind. I was like, why did I get a 0?
Oh, yeah, take your wounds and fatigue away, too.
Yeah.
So actually, that would have been a success, because with...
That would have been a 4, yeah.
Yeah, once you back out that...
Or a 5.
5.
Yeah.
All right. So, Santiago, and you're maybe, I don't know why you're distracted, but you're just not paying attention. Bill, what you can see is there's something you notice, and maybe it's just you as a lawman. As you're riding into town, you're looking around, and you can see that there does seem to be, there's a fair amount of what look to be young men. They're lean, they're tall, hats on, bandanas, that just seem to be, like leaning against the, the beams that hold up the eaves outside of the shops. And one of them's, they're sort of leaning, and the, young law folk or young fellers who like to fancy themselves, deputies or whatnot. Sometimes, in your experience, that sort of that lends itself to a little unearned swagger that that they will have. So they'll position themselves in conspicuous locations, looking dandy, trying to impress the women folk and trying to intimidate the men folk. So it's not surprising you see one of them, but the thing here is there's about 4 of them. As you're going through town, that there's this relatively short main drag that has, there's like a shipping store. There's a probably like a lumber yard kind of thing. There's a not stables. What do you call it? Gosh, what's the name of the business? It's not a Cooper. Cooper's making barrels for keeping the horses.
Farrier.
Thank you. Yeah, and there is a saloon. There's a bank. There is a hotel, and what you find is, one of these guys hanging around, unless these guys have fuck all else to do. As everyone else is sort of scrambling around trying to get ready, the few people who are running around town, there's 4 of these guys who are standing, and there's just, you didn't get a raise, so it's strange. And what you see is as you're riding to town, one of them, kind of nods. Do you have your badge out, do you think, or is your badge concealed?
I guess if we decided my friend was the sheriff or marshal, then it's probably out.
Okay. So one sees that and sort of like nods to you, and then
I give him a tip of the hat.
Okay, and then each one of them does the exact same thing. Same hand, same motion, same timing. And
Okay.
and you ride up. So the sheriff's office is also here as well too, right next to the bank.
I'd probably go check in.
Okay. What do you think your friend's name is? If you want to not do all the heavy lifting, Arlen, you can feel free to give us
Arlen, what's his name?
Angus.
Angus?
Okay.
What's Angus's last name?
Angus's last name is some boring like Angus Cooper. Right, his family came over. Angus Cooper. His family came over from the old country, and they used to be craftsmen, but now he's a lawman and all that sort of stuff.
They must have settled in Texas, right? So fought in the war, as a lot of Scotsmen did.
Yep. So so you ride up and you can see that there is a what do you call it? There's the sheriff's office, but there are no lights on here. It's not quite sundown yet, but it's that sort of like that twilight hour where shadows are cast that feel a lot darker than what they really actually are. And there's no lights inside the sheriff's office. The big glass, kind of fronts out or glass panes out front, and you can see sort of inside that, there you can see a desk, and there's probably going to be a holding cell back there as well too, but no sign of any life in there.
Weird.
Amigo, it slips my mind as to whether or not we were expected, but this is a mighty unusual situation, is it not?
Yeah. Agnes ain't around, which he always was a early riser, not one to take a day off. Maybe we ask those gentlemen over there.
Yeah, see if his deputies know anything about him.
Okay.
I knock on the door for posterity, just in case. Maybe.
Yep. So you hop off.
Maybe he's taking a nap. Or...
Your Tookus really appreciates the time out of the saddle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a heck of a ride. So you walk over, you sort of knock on the door, and while that's happening, Santiago, there doesn't appear to be anyone else, who's around this immediate area. And your eye, I think, goes to the saloon and to the hotel as well too. Lights are on in the hotel, lights are on in the saloon as well. There's not a great deal of noise coming out of the saloon though. So you knock on the door a couple of times, Bill, and then you look inside. There's no one in there.
Well, maybe we talk to the deputies or get some to drink. I asked Santiago.
I think business must come before pleasure, unfortunately.
That is so.
All right. So the nearest deputy is probably about, maybe about half a block away. So you start making your way towards it, and as you're doing so, the deputy sort of turns and looks at you, and then does tips the hat towards you again. And you can see that the way that the deputy's got the bandana and the hat set, you really can't see his features. So you walk up to this feller, and what do you say?
I say, afternoon, deputy. I'm an old acquaintance of Agnes. All right, Agnes.
It's an old lady.
Agnes is his mother.
Yeah. Sorry, his mother's name was Agnes. Angus Cooper. he kind of looks like me, but instead of blonde beard, he's got a black beard. I don't know. I heard he was the lawman in these parts, so deputy. I was wondering where he might be. I thought he'd be expecting us.
So you can see there's a deputy badge on here, on the pinned to the kind of denim shirt that he's wearing. Just stares at you for about maybe 5-6 seconds, and you can hear someone shout from across the street, "Excuse me, excuse me." And you look over, and there's a feller who he's about maybe 5'4", a small feller, especially in comparison to you guys. He's got clean shaven. He's got some big mutton chops. His hair is rapidly retreating, so it's just kind of patches at the back. But he's wearing a fairly fancy looking gray knit suit, and he says, "I'm sorry, can I help you, fellers?" Those the deputies aren't really chatty types.
So, this deputy is acting strange to Bill. I say, "Deputy, you mute, son? What's going on?"
No move. And he says, "Oh, sorry. Forgive me. What?" And the man is caught up to you guys now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am the mayor of Solace. I know my constituents, and these faces are not constituents of mine. What is your name, gentlemen?
Is he talking? He's saying we aren't, or they aren't?
You two, Bill and El Justo.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll sort of take off my hat with a sweep and say, "Well, my name is Santiago."
Welcome to Solace, hombre. And you, sir, Marshal. Oh, is that?
Ranger, but yeah, I'm Agent McCullough, Ranger McCullough.
Ranger.
I'm a friend of Angus. Where is he?
Of Angus. You mean the sheriff?
Well, yeah, I guess he said he was a lawman in these parts. So.
Then, well, and you can see his eyes are sort of going to the deputy and back, and he says, "Perhaps a word inside. The weather is about to turn foul quite fast. I also happen to be the proprietor of our local saloon. Would you?" And he gestures. The wind is whipping down the street. He's,
There was a notice you said about surrendering weapons. Did we already do that, or is that expected to happen at some point?
You have not done that yet.
Okay.
There may be, because the badge is out, there may be dispensation there. That's been Bill's experience, even when people have required, no firearms ordinances, that the, territorial rangers or the such are often found to be exempt from that, and they may be assuming you're a deputy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the mayor is quite keen. Please?
Well, Santiago will follow the mayor, and if Bill is still walking around with the deputy, he'll say, "Come on, Bill, let's get out of the heat, get inside."
I sure am going to talk to Angus about the rudeness of his deputies. But I tip my hat to the deputy anyways.
And once again,
go with the mayor.
And then it's been standing, and Santiago, you're a bit of a pistolero. You'd almost guess that it was positioning itself, getting ready to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then it once again goes back to that, leaning against the beam that all of them are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys spare a look down the street too, as soon as you sort of would meet the eyes of one of the deputies, they likewise tip their hats towards you. Mm-hmm. So you guys are brought inside to the saloon, and the size of the saloon here would suggest that it would expect a lot more business, but there is, once again, as with some of the other towns you've been to recently, there's just not a lot of people in here. There's a guy who's idly playing a piano off in a corner. You can hear the howling of the wind outside. There is maybe like 4 other patrons that are sort of scattered throughout the room. And the mayor says, please, have a seat. There's a couple bored ladies who, with the door opening and closing, kind of look out from the back room and then go back into the horse quarters, as it were. What do you guys make of this?
Still pretty weird, but
Yep.
There's a Ghost Rock Rush town that hasn't had great success since.
Okay.
Not like the sort of thing that's completely on edge, but it's kind of like gonna stay watchful, but not right. Santiago's not walking around with his hand on his pistol, basically, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But he's concerned.
Yep.
All right. So you guys have a seat at one of the. You sitting at the bar? Or are you sitting at one of the tables?
Sit at a table.
Okay.
Preferably one that's in the
where you can see the
corner.
door.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you get yourself sat down, and then the mayor sort of gestures to the guy behind the bar, and the guy behind the bar has that look of a bartender who could also double as a croupier, and with a vest and the white frilled shirt and stuff. Grabs drinks for you guys, brings them over, and the mayor sits down and says, "So forgive me, friends, I did not catch your names. I am Mayor David Shear." You're
Santiago.
Yeah, give my name.
I've been called El Justo.
And you said you were looking for our sheriff, then?
Yeah, Agnes Cooper. Sheriff Cooper.
Sheriff Cooper was, he kind of gives you an up and down. He says, I can see why Sheriff Cooper definitely cut the same jib that you do, friend. And drinks your porch for you. And he says, unfortunately, Sheriff Cooper, he went on. We were quite grateful for his help. Was a very, very stern feller, but he decided to pass on. So I'm sorry you've missed your friend. I heard he was heading south trying to seek his fortune with one of the other towns. Said something about he had a strike or a claim. That doesn't sound like Angus to you, Bill.
Yeah, sure, that's what he wanted to do, but it didn't pan out. So, but he also just telegraphed us, right? Didn't he just?
Yeah.
The gold guy didn't pan out.
Yeah, exactly. Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. Okay. Santiago will ask, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Shear, can I ask who is the law of this town now? If your old sheriff is gone, and can we meet with him, or perhaps her? If that's the case.
Sure. Why don't you give us an insight's a skill, right? I think it's a skill.
Is it notice?
I thought that there's
or there's maybe notice used for everything.
Let's see here. No,
I definitely don't have an insight, so it's unskilled if it's a real skill.
Yeah, notice, please.
Notice. All right, will do. Hey.
All right. Mm-hmm. So, at the request to speak to push, I guess one thing I'll say, if you push him on when the sheriff left, it would have been. He says that he's been gone for about 3 weeks. You got the telegraph about a week ago.
Okay.
So for sure the timing doesn't quite line up.
Yeah, I don't want to give my hand yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I don't. I haven't.
So I look at Santiago and raise an eyebrow, but
Okay.
kind of like are told not to play dumb, I guess.
Been around Bill that much, but I have a sense about his character and that he might be, the sort of strong, silent type who waits for a chance to burst into rage, essentially.
Bill, why don't you give us a intimidation check?
Intimidation.
Yeah, because I mean, like if even like with an arc of an eyebrow, I think your guy's quite scary. And with the badge, I'll give you a +1.
Oh, just a 5 with the wild die.
Okay. So what? Sorry, Arlen, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, I was gonna sort of take the lead so that Bill could do his thing, and sort of start asking some questions so that he can kind of play bad cop.
So I think what I'll say is the with the networking that we're going to be diving into right now, I think that you're going to get a +1 because Bill does what you've seen is his more like gruff, tough cop kind of approach when he's trying to get, so because the guy obviously is lying about him having left to go. Bill has clearly noticed that, and in that, like, So the guy knows he's lying. He doesn't know whether Bill knows, but he's really, like, sweating it. So you'll get a +1 to your first networking roll.
Cool.
So what are you thinking?
Well...
So as a reminder for the way networking works is you can do the nice way or you can do the not so nice way.
It's persuasion or intimidation, right? Depending
Correct.
on...
Yeah. And I mean, if you've got other stuff that you think might be appropriate, we can allow that as well.
Well, Santiago is definitely a persuader, not an intimidator. I have a sense that Bill might be the other way around.
Yeah. His persuasion's not as good as his intimidation.
Yeah. Well, but we'll start with nice cop routine, right? So Santiago will sort of say, because did he answer about my question about the new sheriff at all?
Give us a persuasion check, please. +1.
All right. Yeah. Persuasion.
Yeah, it looks like notice is used to see people are lying.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Raise. All right.
Nice.
So go ahead and ask your questions.
All right. Where's the sheriff's office look closed? Is the sheriff out? And are they going to be back soon? And can we meet them if they get back?
We have, as a community, have decided to embrace an alternative to the to keeping our streets safe.
But if there is not a sheriff who is deputizing the deputies?
Well, you see, about that, and I think, Bill, you see out of the corner of your eye that there is there's one feller who's sitting at the bar, and you realize now his hat was down, bandana was on. He's lean like that at those other fellers you saw outside, and he sort of has turned and looked over. His face is still shrouded by the mask, and he's got that bandana. How could he drink through that bandana? And in fact, Bill, you do notice that there's an untouched shot in front of him. And he, the Mayor Shear sort of quickly shoots a drink down. He says, "Oh, just it's something a local luminary has come up with, an innovative plan, very, very, very inventive." And you hear a kind of thunder crash outside to reflect the oncoming storm.
So Bill looks at the mayor and says, "Well, Mayor, tell me about this plan."
Well,
we'll use intimidation if we need to.
Sure. I think before he has an opportunity to answer, the door opens and kind of like wind comes in. And if you look back, what you see is it's one deputy who has opened the door, and there's another one standing next to it. The deputy walks in, another one comes in, And then there is a guy who walks in who looks like he's probably in his like late 40s, early 50s, short guy, black slicked hair back. He's taking his hat off. He's got like a rich person's kind of hat on it. He has a gray, like a dark gray with like blue pinstripe, navy blue pinstripes going down his suit. And he has a frilly kind of thing around his neck that's attached with a pin that looks to have a precious stone in it of some kind of black color. He also has a cane with him. And as he walks in, he walks in as if like these deputies were his servants. And then the deputies kind of walk, as soon as they close the door, they walk over with him. And he's looking at you guys. And his eyes are dark. He's got a mustache with clean shaven. And he looks like a well-kept gentleman who's settling into his late middle age. He smiles, and with an accent that you can't quite place, he says, "Visitors! Mr. Mayor, you didn't tell me we had visitors." And the deputy sort of walk alongside with him, and he says, welcome to Solace, my friends. And a ranger. Welcome. I am Dr. Malachi Mazuchelli. And he extends his hand to you, Bill, first.
Okay, well, I'll stand up and shake his hand.
Both the deputies that are with him likewise have their hats and their bandanas up, and you can't quite see them. Though one of them, you can see there's a little bit of the light catches, and there is a eerie reflection from where their eyes would be. Two little flints. And he shakes your hand. He says, "And this is your deputy, I trust?" And he says, in flawless but accented Spanish, "Welcome, my friend." What is? And he shakes your hand.
Good to meet a gentleman of culture, and I'll sort of take my hat off and do the.
Nice. He does returns the bow, same flourish, and then he grabs a chair from one of the other tables, turns it around, and sits himself down, and he gives the appearance of like, almost like a medieval lord flanked by his squires, because both of the deputies are standing right next to him.
And there's a third one too, right in the bar.
There seems to be a patron who is not taking part in any of the gear or any of the any of the booze offered or hooch.
Right.
But you definitely clock that one as perhaps someone similar. So he says,
I say, well, we're here on account of my friend and companion. We fought in the war together. Angus. He was the lawman in these parts, and
the sheriff.
See him.
The sheriff.
Right. And the mayor doesn't say he's gone.
The mayor spoke true. I'm sorry to see. We are happy to see you in our town, but unfortunately, your friend has passed on. It was, how long ago was it, Mr. Mayor? What was it? 5 weeks? And the mayor, as if trying to corroborate. You don't need to make a roll for it. Corroborating a lie, 3 weeks. And Dr. Mazuchelli says, 3 weeks he was gone. So close. Such a shame. I heard that he headed further into the California interior. Is that what brings you here then, in search of your friend?
I guess you could say it kind of does.
Well,
I'm just curious, Doc. How can, unless my friend has figured out some way to do some sort of time travel craziness, how can he have sent me a telegram last week when he's been gone for 3.
And you see his eyes, like he's definitely giving this like, carnival barker or like snake oil salesman charm, trying to, that kind that like it would bamboozle some folks, but those in the know that he's just full of shit. He's so he's got that smarmy, charisma to him. But when you mention that, it just cools a scooch. You can see his eyes narrow just a bit. And he says, "You received a telegram from him."
That is correct.
I'm sure there must have been some error, a delay perhaps, in the telegram reaching you. Surely that must be the case. A simple misunderstanding, because as you can see, your friend is not here. And you can hear almost kind of a like creaking of leather as the deputies sort of shift their weight from one to another, and it seems intentional. Like almost practice, as if like, each of them simultaneously is doing that. You notice as well, too, that the one sitting at the bar has turned around and stood up as well.
Okay.
Santiago, if you spare a look at the mirror seems to be a bit, like trying to avoid something. And he says, then, if your friend is gone, and he is gone, he's gone, you could enjoy your evening here, and perhaps you can be on your way tomorrow. We'll be sad to see you go. And Dr. Mazuchelli, his eyes kind of narrow, he says, and he's staring at you right now, Bill. Very sad to see you go. But we would hope that you would find your friend. Was that all that you were gracing our fine town for, or was there another reason?
So, I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Santiago?
So, I'm kind of looking around. I'm guessing the deputies all have their pack and iron.
Yep.
Mazuchelli isn't, I'm guessing, or it's not clear if he might have like a Derringer or something, but he's not got like a full revolver in his hip.
Would
so
you,
Santiago, like 3 or 4.
Give us first a shooting roll.
Uh-huh.
I want to see something here.
Shooting roll.
Yeah. Think of the two. You're the more pistolero inclined. Okay, so success. Now give us a notice roll at +1, please.
All right. Notice at +1.
9.
That's pretty good.
So here's something you pick up. Every single one of these deputies, like they look like photographs of each other. The stance is identical, and I don't mean like they approach like a fast draw in the same way. I mean like the pitch of their shoulders, the placement of their hips, where their hands are currently. Everything is identical.
Yeah, we're in like alpha stage of a video game where they've only got one image
exactly
created.
Exactly. So every single one of them is in exactly the same sort of stance. There's different clothing and whatnot, and I think with the Rays you can also pick up like they almost have identical builds as well.
So just so we're clear, and Santiago's kind of looking around. There've 2 with Mazuchelli, one of these other guys at the bar.
Yep.
Nobody else that's wearing a bandana in the saloon.
Nope. So there's one that's sort of flanking you behind you guys. There's the 2 that are right behind Dr. Mazuchelli, and that's it. That's all you can see.
Okay.
There were 4 of them outside you could see before.
Yeah, there are a couple more who we don't know where they are. And he could have brought the 2 with him, so there might be 6 or 7 total. So I think we can probably Bill can probably tell too that we've been together enough that Santiago's sort of leaning back and he's does like a sort of gesture with his hand, and Bill can see it out of the corner of his eye, and that's a we probably don't want to start a fight here type thing. I'm trying to figure out what I would actually do, but I'm sort of leaning back in that sort of Han Solo pose with my right hand up so it's away from my pistol.
Yep.
And I kind of open up my left hand and holding it like full open down low so that Bill, and that's the signal to Bill, like don't draw on these guys right now.
All right. Well, Bill's gonna. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if we'll see what happens.
That's always fun to hear.
This is
Well,
the perfect
Doc,
starting to describing your action in a Savage Worlds game.
Well, Doc, while you may be a really good man with a lot of confidence, you're a crony here, and I gesture back at the mayor. He ain't a good liar. So, if you'll excuse my deputy and I, we're gonna go check into the hotel, but we ain't gonna go until we find my friend Angus.
Okay. So if you guys, pull your chairs back and you start walking out, I think you guys are maybe about like 3 steps away from the door when Dr. Mazuchelli calls out Marshal Bill, or Territory Marshal. Marshal Bill, tell me, are you lettered?
What does lettered mean?
Can you read?
I think he can. What is the criteria?
Yeah, you probably read the telegram, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
what's your smarts like, buddy?
Oh, D6. So yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So then, and he turns around.
If you mean and I can read, sure I can read.
Then, I trust that you simply missed the sign coming into town. Solus is a town of no firearms. And both of the deputies turn. And they walk towards you. And they reach their hands out. We will keep them in good care, Marshal Bill. But for the safety of all concerned, I assure you, how do you put it? Safe as houses.
I'm actually not inclined to give away my gun there, Arlen. So
yeah, okay. So Santiago he'll look over it. Marshal Bill kind of see which way this is going.
I raise an eyebrow and I go,
He
if you're part of the territories, then you ain't gonna be taking a gun from a territorial ranger. Doc.
Well, now wait a second, Bill. Bill, we can talk this out. Allow me, and I'll assuming that when I actually put my hand on my gun, they don't start shooting.
Yep.
I will pull out my pistol.
Yep. I think as soon as when you get over in that direction, all 3 of the deputies,
yeah, they're ready and they're
simultaneously move. Yeah, and in the exact same manner.
Yep. So I'm holding it up, finger off the trigger, but I'm not holding it by the barrel to hand it over.
Yep.
And I will sort of look down at the ground and say, Dr. Lama, I must tell you, my Tia One gave me this 6-shooter when I was but a wee lad, and it has been in my possession ever since. And while I am willing to hand it over to the sheriff, I don't think a deputy is enough of the law to hand it over yet. I would much rather meet your sheriff in town and hand it over to him so that we know exactly who we're giving our guns to.
So he turns, Dr. Mazuchelli turns to the Mayor Shearer, and he says, "Did you not tell them of the initiative?" Ha! And he stands up with a sort of flourish, and he walks over towards you guys, big strides, and he says, "We have no sheriff any longer. We have a new initiative, the new science. Our deputies are all we require." And he, with great flourish, kind of brings the hat back, pulls down the bandana, and what you find yourself staring at is a crude metal facsimile of a face.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy is some kind of automaton.
Mm. Looks like we're back in Ash already.
Yeah. More Robotitons. He says, all of my Lobotitons are programmed to function together. And they are flawlessly connected. What they see, we see. And this, and he looks over at this thing, and you can see there are, like, glass, you can picture something like a cross between, like the Iron Man kind of faceplate and, like, I don't know, that, like, creepy robot from Hugo. So it's got, like, glass eyes that are kind of, moving around, but it's in a very steampunky kind of clockwork type way. Mm-hmm. And he says that what they all see, we see. Our town is the safest in California. Mm. So you see, there is no sheriff to surrender because they are all the sheriff.
Mm. Well, then you ain't be needing our guns.
But as a lawman, you must clearly understand the need to have all follow the laws of the town. Now, you can feel free to make a intimidate check for this. You get +1 for your badge, to see if he can whether he'll let it go or not. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's still part of a kind of a net. Look at that! Holy shit! So what do we see? He's got something that's just gonna make this smarmy scientist back down.
Okay. I had a line, but I had to roll dice. So.
Well, I've got an idea that you could do something with, because Santiago's a bit of a pistolero, right? We could do something sort of together that shows off. Because Santiago was going to talk about, Santiago's not a learned man, but he does not understand how a man or a machine could be deputized without a sheriff to do the deputizing. Mm. And so I got an idea. If you want safety, right? So Carl, you could pull back your duster or something. We see the guns and the bandolier. How many guns are you carrying, Bill?
Well, the shotgun's probably on the horse, right? But, he's got his 41. It's the Thunder.
You could have your sticks of dynamite back as well, too. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I got an idea. So Bill pulls back his duster. We see guns and dynamite and the bandolier and all that sort of stuff, and puts his hands on his hips so that it's sort of obvious. And then he says, "Barkeep," or I can't do your voice, Carl, unfortunately. How about another round? And Barkeep, jittering, pours a drink. Santiago turns and boom, pops the bottle out of his hand with a shot and says, "I think we will be plenty safe without the aid of your," what did you call them? Lobotitons?
I guess. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your role, man. Do it however you want it.
We'll be plenty safe without the aid of your Lobotitons.
So
Don't you worry about us, Doc.
There's a look that goes across his face like he bit into something that didn't agree with him. But the mayor sort of hops up and he says, "I'm sure that's fine. Solus is a law-respecting community. I happen to be the proprietor of the hotel as well, too. Please, we'll be happy to have you set up." And I think so. As you guys are sort of hustled out the door, Dr. Mazuchelli and his Lobotitons stay inside the thing. You can feel the look now of every single one of these things as you walk across, and it looks like there's still 4 outside. And once again, if you look over at one, they just do a, and you can see up both ways, up and down the street. So
we've counted 7 of these guys so far, right? I guess.
Yeah.
We see any more as we walk to the hotel?
Why don't you both give us a notice check, please?
All right. Because I'm thinking Cynthia, and I assume Bill would be doing the same thing, is trying to figure out if we end up in a fight, how many are we going to be up against?
Yeah.
Total town.
Well, Bill's probably concerned where's Angus.
Okay, so Santiago, and I mean Bill was probably a little annoyed with the old doctor, because as soon as you guys leave, Dr. Mazuchelli walks over to the the window. He sort of ominously walks out into the window of a saloon, is watching you guys, as you're making your way across, and the two Lobotatons now join him. One of them still obscured beneath the hat and the bandana, and the other one, its metal face looking at you. What you pick up, though, Santiago, is as you're going across, is there's one that looks like it's down in front of the barbershop, and everything else has that same sort of staged, like, mannequin style awkwardness of a nonchalant pose. This one is the only one that makes a difference, and you can see its hand is moving as if it's moving up and down the banister that it's leaning on, or not the banister, but the pole it's leaning on, and then it gets up. When it seems, or it feels like you've met its eyes, as it were, it kind of moves, away from where it was. But it looks like it was doing something to that banister and trying to be conspicuous about it in an inconspicuous way, if that makes sense.
That's kind of funky. Is that the direction we're going, or is that behind us?
Yeah, it's a little further down, maybe another half block down on the other side of the street.
Okay.
So Santiago will turn and tell
the
mayor.
we were walking our horses. We had
or we let
there
him.
in front of...
We probably already tied him up somewhere, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the mayor's got somebody who can go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that Santiago's eager to let somebody else deal with Bullseye, because he's
No, what you can see is there is a all-purpose shit-on boy who works at the hotel. They'll take your horses down to the stables and have them boarded there.
Yeah, I can take my shotgun back.
Yep, and yeah, you spare a look over at Dr. Mazuchelli as you're bringing your shotgun out and bring it inside the hotel. With that amazing intimidation roll.
Oh, they try to I probably showed my thunder, my Bowie knife, and just a few sticks of dynamite.
Yeah. All right.
Well used Bowie knife.
Yeah.
So, you guys head into the hotel. You're set up with, 1 room, 2 rooms. What do you think?
1 room.
One room. Okay.
Yeah, 1 room with bunk beds or something. Because I like you, Bill, but I don't like you that much.
They can get you something with 2 beds.
Like a few little.
Yep. And then I guess Santiago.
Well, Bill's like, these beds are made for small people. I'm a big man. I'll sleep on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, he does sleep pretty much anywhere. So,
yeah.
And what are you guys thinking of doing next?
Probably the thing that Bill defaults to, get some food.
Yep.
Yeah, we should, recuperate, get some sustenance.
Okay. They'll have some food brought up to your room for you.
I guess we need to decide, because clearly there's something up. Can we? Who brings us the food? Is it the mayor again, or is it the boy?
Yeah, probably all-purpose shit on boy.
Okay. Well, we can. Santiago will, when he comes up with the food, he'll gesture to the table to set it down, and he'll sort of step over.
Oh, did you want to
look at
the banister before?
Well, I want to do that in a minute, but I want to talk to some townspeople that we haven't talked to yet to kind of figure out their opinions and what might have happened to get them into this position.
Okay.
So, when the boy comes up, I'll sort of, say, "Sit down, son. Can we talk for a minute? Just, don't want to keep you from your duties, but would like to chat for just a moment."
Sure. Why don't you give us a persuasion roll?
All right. Persuasion. Hey.
Okay. So he looks as Of course, sir. Is there something I can help with? And this kid's maybe like 16, 17. Tall. He looks like he's probably a farmer's kid who's trying to, make something of himself. Sits down. Yes, he's got like a fancy shirt on, a vest. I don't think he's got a bellhop hat, but you can picture.
Yeah. I get the type. All right. So I will say. So my friend here is good friends with the sheriff Angus Cooper, who used to reside in town.
He kind of looks back and forth. Oh, yeah, he ain't here no more.
Well, do you know where he is?
Oh, and he sort of looks back and forth, and there's sweat that's beginning to form on his brow. He's, I do I got things I really should see to before that storm comes in.
Oh, I understand. Storm coming, all that sort of stuff. If he apparently sent a telegram just a week ago to my friend here.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Yeah, I'm very confused, son. You know what? And I look at him with those, steely blue eyes, and I say, son, probably a good idea if you do tell us what's really going on in this town, just for your own safety too.
Okay. Ooh,
sure, we can help. We can help.
Give us an intimidate check there, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular.
You also get a +1 from your badge.
Yeah, so 6.
6. Yeah, and I'll let you build on from his persuasion as well too. So I'll give you a 7, and not quite a raise. You want to spend a Benny to try and fish for that raise? You'll get a total of +2 to your roll.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you get to keep when you spend a Benny, right? You keep the best total.
Yes, best of the two. Yep.
So
yeah, you don't get more.
That's what's good. So it doesn't, it's not.
Yeah, you can't hurt yourself unless you roll a crit failure.
Yep.
So you said 2 modifier?
Yeah, +2.
Crypto, just I learned about it. Coinbase Earn is the fast, easy, and rewarding.
Ooh, there you go.
Is that on my end?
No, it's me. Some pop up on my phone.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, I thought I had a tab open or something. Talking to me.
So the kid, he sort of just turns chalk white at you, Bill, and he says, "Please, I can't see nothing. I don't want nothing to happen to me."
You, and we're not going to let anybody else, but we need to know what's going on.
He looks
You
around.
gotta trust us.
He says, "I think that doctor took him. Mm-hmm. There's been people disappearing. Mm-hmm. He's been taking them, and then I don't know what's coming, but those mechanical deputies, they's the thing that please, I don't want nothing to happen to me, nor my family."
Where is the doc's house, or where does he take him?
His laboratories, it's on the outskirts of town,
Oh.
near the edge.
Okay.
The old stockyard.
All right. Well, I suggest after you take care of our horses and stuff, you lay low. You tell your family to lay low. If what you say is true, maybe this doc is. Well, I'm not sure. I reckon I like that term, lobototon.
He's looking
Reminds
back.
me of some weird stuff that people do back east.
Oh, he looks back and forth. He seems a little confused, and then if you guys give him the go on vamoose thing, he's gonna fucking bolt out of the room.
Yep.
So, anything you guys wish to do before we take our mid-session break? You could try and take a look.
You want
at
to
that.
go look at that?
Yeah, let's look at the thing outside the barber shop.
Okay.
The banister.
So,
whatever.
are you trying to do this surreptitiously, or are you trying? Do you care whether anyone sees you?
I'm not really the surreptitious type, to be honest.
Okay. So, do you try and hide it in any way, like as if you're looking in the barber shop or anything like that, or do you just go over and look at the banister and then, or the pole, and then come back?
Probably just walk out and look at the pole and sort of, scratch my chin a little bit if it's something funny. And
so you walk out, and once again, you can feel the, gaze, as it were, of the deputies. If you look in the direction of any of them, they once again tip their hats towards you.
I've stopped tipping my hat to them.
You make your way over to the banister, and you can see that the Lobototon that was standing here has moved, a little further down, maybe like 2 doors down, and is standing in that same pose. If you look over at it, it once again, does that. But you stop and you look down at the pole, and you can see this is all the wood that has been used to make these things. Even with treatment, it's going to get exposed to the heat and the sun and the dust-filled wind of these North California deserts. So it's easy to make out the thing that's been carved into here. You can see the fresh wood, the lighter wood from the pale gray of the surface. 2 words. Help me. And you spare a look back at that Lobototon, and once again. So I think at that, guys, we'll take our mid-session break, go refresh our beverages, consider what to do next, and then we'll come back and see what happens in the town of Solus. So. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a pup who did not want to come back inside.
Oh no.
Yeah, she didn't go out earlier on this morning. I couldn't get her to go out before, so now she finally went outside. It is clearly there's just too much fun to be had in my backyard. Howdy, everybody. We've got Daiku, Insert. What's going on? If y'all be kind enough to order the sarsaparilla on my behalf, I'd be much obliged. Says Insert. Hi, everybody. All right. Then, guys. So, what do you make of the situation in Solace? I think I'll give you each a Benny as well to rat out with, since we hit mid-session. Would you each take a Benny as well?
Okay. I don't know. I reckon we got two choices here, Santiago. We can wait in the hotel and take our chances at night and leave in the morning like we said we were going to. But of course, we're going to do a roundabout and check out this doctor's laboratory. Or we just do it at night. I don't know if I'm a fan of sneaking around, but
Yeah, I do not know. I think one thing. So if I'll come back to the room, right, and tell Bill about the help me on the post. Tell him, this is disconcerting because Before, I might have been under the impression that these Lobotatons were purely mechanical or of no great significance to our endeavors beyond their ability to shoot, but it seems that they may have some residual capacity and that we may need to convince the good doctor to repair them rather than simply, go in guns a-blazing and take them out. I don't know if such a thing is possible, but seems like there's no better way to find out than to go and ask the good doctor himself.
So you're saying go up directly to the doctor and ask him?
Well, I just think, maybe at gunpoint, tell him, whatever you have done to these good people, you're going to undo it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not really a planner. I'm more of a,
I doubt he would take kindly to that, but...
Well, I don't expect him to take kindly. I expect him to do what we say because he does not want to be riddled with lead.
What do you think, Bill?
One would think. I don't know.
So, mechanics-wise, guys, just so you can think about what you could try here, you could, engage in more networking. You try and drum up some more information, although, you've got, I think, a good lay of the land at this point. You could also, if you've got a goal that you want to uncover, you could do like an extended task kind of thing, where we figure out what you need to... what it is you're trying to work towards, and then we'll just narrate through in a montage what, with some dice rolling to get you to there. Or we can just,
Well, so seems to me what we want to do is figure out, or what Santiago wants to do is to figure out if these deputy Lobotatons were made out of people, and if so, if there's a way to turn them back to regular people, and if that is possible, make the doctor do that. Basically, that's sort of the 3-step plan.
Okay.
Seems like we could go, so we could investigate his lab, and if he's not there, we could just look around, but I don't know what we would find out is the thing, unless there's like one in process or something like that we might be able to like stop the process on. Or if like Angus is down in a cell down there or something. Well, that's what I'm considered.
Yeah, I'm concerned about.
But yeah. Aside from that, it seems like confronting the doctor. The question is sort of, to me, like, if we confront the doctor, is he just going to turn the Lobotatons on us and we're going to end in a shootout? And we don't. If the Lobotatons are not, mindless beasts that have been constructed, but are instead, people that we're trying to help, then how do we prevent a shootout from turning into shooting a bunch of Lobotatons, right?
Yep. Well, I think the answer to that will be had we just go to his manor laboratory. We just got to find out where it is.
Find out where his laboratory is, and
yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to cause problems in town. It's just too...
Yeah.
And plus, we don't want a bloodbath in town because there's also, like, innocent there's not...
Yeah, that too. But specifically, it seems like if the Lobotatons start, shooting at us, we're going to have to shoot back, basically. And if we're trying to avoid killing Lobotatons because we think they might be, people that could be rescued...
Yep.
Yeah. So, I guess the thing to do is go to the lab, right, Bill? That's what you were saying?
Yeah, I think that's the thing to do.
His house and his lab.
You want to do that tonight, or you want to... The storm has hit, it seems, so there's pounding rain outside, blowing winds. That would provide some great cover if you're intending to go there surreptitious lag. But if it also will mean that your visibility is going to be kind of crap.
Yeah.
But that could be to our advantage. I mean,
Yeah. Although we don't know how well these things see. The Lobotomons.
Yeah, but maybe they'll get all rusty.
Maybe they will get all rusty.
I don't know. Who knows? I think it's to our cover is to our advantage.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Strike fast while I don't know. Who knows?
Okay. So what are you guys going to do then? What do we see next?
Fast before they get organized. We give them an evening to think about it.
Okay.
They know that we're going to learn what the hell's going on in town.
Yeah. So how are we going to find the specific house? Because we know it's on the sort of outskirts, but the boy didn't really tell us which one or where.
So this will be a dramatic task. We'll model this with those rules. What you need is, let's say you need 4 tasks between the two of you. 4 task tokens to get this. The challenges here are going to be... oh, right, we're dealt out action cards too. Challenges here are, of course, that if you get a club, then there's going to be a complication. And you may draw the attention of the Lobotomons. So we'll do this in sort of a montage kind of way. How do you guys plan on first getting out of this? Let's do this. Let's draw some cards, and then we'll let you guys structure your narration that way.
Yeah.
Okay, Santiago, 10 of hearts. Bill, 8 of diamonds.
Okay.
I cannot see the cards. Carl, are you on?
I can't see the cards. Are you dealing them on the table?
Oh, hold up. You know what?
Cards?
Guys, I've been on this screen the whole time. I left you guys.
Oh, how funny.
I left you in Hell's Gate.
Funny.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I was wondering why you guys didn't add your extra bennies. It's because it's on a different token. All right. Oh, I think you're down by 1 bill because you spent 1 bill.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. I spent a benny. Yeah.
Okay. So then, Santiago, you guys can see those though.
Yeah, you can see those.
You can see them now.
Okay. Alrighty. So, what do you think, Santiago?
So let us. Let's find the mayor. See if he's still in here, in the hotel. Maybe closing up or something, and we can. I guess if we need to, Bill can give him.
Maybe we can make him an accomplice. An accomplice if he wants to save this town. Hopefully. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Could we get a sense when was he like?
It seems like he's like pretty much
a crony or like.
I don't think he's working with him. I think he's just kind of completely intimidated by him.
I think that's more he.
Okay.
But he didn't seem to be. The initial impression that he gave you guys was less that he was scared. He just didn't want to have the hassle with a territorial ranger asking too much about the. This stuff.
But I reckon if you got in close and gave him the stink eye, he'd probably tell us where the
well, you guys know he did.
House is.
The kid told you. Stockyard outside of town.
I thought the kid just told us that it's on the outskirts of town. Do we know which house it is?
Yeah, near the stockyard, the old stockyard.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, let's
go ahead that direction.
Well, we want to get out of here sneaky like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess if there's go downstairs, see if there's a back door that we can. Sure.
Well, let's do this. We sort of narrate from the results of the dice. I will give you, because of the storm, I'll give you a +2 to stealth checks. So why don't you, Santiago, give us a stealth check, please.
Yeah, stealth.
Santiago, or do you want me to, both of us, or?
No. Well, this Santiago will kick off, and then it'll be your turn to look at that, a raise.
I'm so stealthy.
You guys easily make your way out. In fact, what I'm going to give you is a little bit of information as well, too. So we see you guys. I'll let you narrate to get yourself into the street. How do you think that looks there, Arlen?
Yeah, so Santiago gets to the back door, kind of cracks it open, looks out one way, cracks open a little further and leans out around, looks out the other way, sees that the robotitons are all hanging out under the not the robotitons, lobotitons in this game.
Yep.
They're all hanging out, under the awnings or something at the front of the building. So he just sort of steps out into the rain, sort of looks around, waves Bill to come forward, and starts walking through, doing his best to kind of stay out sort of in the thickest part of the rain so that they're not, going to notice him.
So as you guys are crossing the street, Bill, you see there's a flash of light behind you, but there's no thunder crash that follows, and you look back, and what you can see is that over one of the, over where the bank is in town, there's a big, looks like a tall pole, and in the rain as it's going down, it's flashing sparks off of it that are raining down as well.
Oh, that's weird.
That's pretty weird.
Definitely weird.
And that's not, is that in the direction of the where we want to go, the stockyards or whatever?
It's it's the bank is right next to where the sheriff's office was.
Okay.
So then, Bill, what are we doing next? You don't seem to have drawn the attention of any of the lobotitons at this point.
I don't know. I guess we point that thing out. Do we want to take a detour, or do we want to find the lab?
I don't know. I still sort of think the lab is the way to go, although that's pretty weird. I guess.
Because we don't know what.
Well, we know that there's like weird science and stuff because we live in the setting. So we have, we probably don't know how to build like a Tesla coil or something, but we know the idea of like having a rod that shoots out lightning or something like that.
There's all sorts of.
But we didn't notice any like. So I guess like Tesla coil would do so. I guess perhaps places have used these types of weird science to like power the town, but we didn't see any of that, right?
You didn't see any. No,
yeah, we didn't really see lights, electric lights.
There's only been really one, seemingly mechanical device or series of devices that you've seen in town.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of, point to the like where I keep, my dynamite. I say, well, just in case.
Let's go. Maybe we see if anybody's home, and if nobody's there, we go to the bank.
No lights on in the bank, for sure.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is if the doctor is at his house, there could be like, cables or wires or something connecting the bank, and we might as well go to the house. But if the doctor is not at his house, maybe we turn around and go back to the bank because that could be where he is to confront him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look at the lay of the land and use my survival to make us a path that will, go through alleyways, not through the middle of town.
I don't know if that's. I don't think that's gonna be like if you were on the like right on the outskirts, then definitely you guys are sort of right in town. So you can keep that in your back pocket for the next thing. But do you have something else in mind?
Maybe use notice in the same capacity to make sure that if we're being noticed.
Sure. Yeah.
And stay away from prying eyes or places where people could.
Yep. I'll buy that. Go right ahead.
All right. Okay, we don't have any bonuses right now, right?
Not for notice. Actually, we'll take -2 because of the
rain.
Yeah, because of the rain.
Dang.
Okay, so
so close.
It's not a fail though. So, or it's not a fumble. So you're not going to have any complications. But I think that by virtue of you trying to keep an eye out for it, you guys have slowed down. So you're just not making a lot of progress. It's All right. So here we go. Then I'll go Bill first here. Oh shit. And Santiago. All right, Bill. So you got a complication here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to need a stealth roll from you at +2. Let me make a contested roll here for the thing you might run into.
Okay.
So go ahead and give us a stealth roll.
All right.
+2 because of the thing.
Oh, 13.
Oh, shit. Nice. So you actually, this thing nearly catches you. And what you see, there is, you've been sort of waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're finally like, all right, let's go. And then as you're ready to go forward, suddenly you're like, shit, wait. And this Lobototon walks past you, rain pouring down, and it stops. And it looks over to its right down the alleyway where you guys were, and where you were once, a moment ago, we see nobody. It looks away, and it keeps on walking, and we can see that behind a rain barrel, we've got Bill squatting down and Santiago being pushed down like, quiet. All right, what do you want to do next then?
Which way is it going? Towards the bank or towards the house?
It seems to be just on patrol.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So then, now you have your action. Bill, what do you want to do?
Dang. I just blew a giant roll and stealth.
It's good, though. Like, I rolled for its notice, and my dice exploded twice.
Oh.
Yeah, so you got...
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to do what I tried to do before. This time I'm going to try to be more wary of the control. But it's at a -2, right? Notices in the bad way.
Yep.
All right, let's just run. I'm going to use athletics.
Nice, go ahead.
All right, now we go. I got a 5.
One success, all right.
Nice.
So you guys are, making your way down. With that thing gone, you race down the rain-filled streets, splash through puddles. Get to the edge. Santiago, what are you thinking?
I've kind of got an idea to cause like a bit of chaos. Like if we're near like the stockyard or something, we could cause get some of the animals to run through town.
It's the old stockyard. There's no animals
the old
there.
stockyard. No. Okay. I was thinking we could set some of the animals loose and have them tie up the Lobototons, but that won't work if there are no animals, will it?
No.
Yep.
Okay. What else could I do?
You guys could.
Is there a rule about like not trying the same thing again, or could I just be stealthy again, or is that not really kosher?
I prefer that you not use the same thing. I don't think they're.
Yeah.
Let's hear.
No, that's fine. That's good. That's totally appropriate.
Yeah.
I just figured that would be sort of the easy thing, but that's not really the way.
No. So rules is written. It really comes down to the way you choose to structure the dramatic task. So like you can have like the example they give is in defusing a bomb. Heroes might first have to get 2 tokens from repair to crack the casing, and then 3 more tokens using electronics to rewire it. So.
So that would be the same sort of thing again, over and over again, but that's kind of because it's a specific thing to do versus.
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
I think in this case, I would let you use stealth again, though, just because I can't. Bill's already done other things to try and help here.
Yeah. Well, or I'm trying to think if there's Okay, I got an idea. Since this is the Weird West and there's weird shit that goes on, seems like I'm wondering if we could try to if there's a way, and my character's experienced a lot of kind of weird shit. If there's a way, I'm trying to think of a way like to make like a howl or a cry or something that will keep the townsfolk inside because it'll get them scared, maybe. But that's not really. That's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah. So you're sort of on the outskirts of town right now. For one, for secondly, you're in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Yep.
Right. So there's the hearing you over that would be difficult. Do you have performance?
I don't have performance. I was just thinking. I guess I could try it on skilled, but that's
that's. So there's a couple of things. It's definitely something you could try. And that might make some strange thing may draw the attention of whatever might be, if there is any protection at this laboratory. But your chances of success seem like it's minimal because if it's unskilled, it's 1d4 minus 2. You get your wild die as well, but that's also minus 2.
Yeah.
And then
yeah. And then whatever penalties for rainstorm and all that sort of stuff. So,
yeah.
All right. Can we see the house from here? His house?
I think you can see the lights there too, and you can see a similar like flashing or pulsing of light that seems high up.
Mm-hmm.
There may be a matching tower here.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I'm wondering if I could try to take like because I would have grabbed my rifle from the horse before, like Bill did with his shotgun, so that I'd have my kind of long range, my long arm, right? I'm wondering if there's a way to like, time a shot with the thunder to try to break something so that somebody will come, like to create a distraction, like somebody will come outside, come running for, what went wrong, that sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so you'll get -2 for the weather, and I think it'll be a called shot. What is it you're thinking of shooting?
Well, if there's something up top, seems like that would be obvious to just sort of blast whatever's up there, see if I can get something to go wrong.
So I think what I'd give you is, I think it'll be a net of minus, the called shots are usually like a -4 range, but it'll be another -2 because of range. So -8 in total, but you can aim.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we'll assume that you're going to take time to aim, which gives you plus, you ignore 4 points of penalties from range.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll bring it down to a -4 total. Do you have marksman?
I don't have any type of marksman or anything.
Okay.
And I think my shot's better with my, because I get some bonuses on the Colt, but it's got lower range. So I think taking a shot with the rifle is ultimately about the same.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy with you using either of them because you could have presumably got yourself into a position where you would be a good range for that. We're abstracting sort of where you are in relation to whatever you're shooting. So
yeah, Colt's range is pretty short, I think.
Oh, is that?
I think taking a shot with the rifle is the better.
So I think sounds like it's a net of -4 then.
Yeah. So I will do shooting at -4.
Okay. Come on, dice. There you go.
Hey.
Okay.
Dang, wow.
So there's you hit this thing. There's a flash as sparks fly out from it, and you can see that there are a bunch of in the flash of light. You can see that there are at least 2 other Lob Autotons in the courtyard of it. Mm-hmm. This sort of he's got like looks like it would have been a maybe. It's some kind of building that would have been an industrial type building attached to the stockyards. That was where he, that seems to have been converted into like a manor house or laboratory or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you see, 2 of them sort of start making their way off in that direction. You guys are able to make it to the actual lab undetected.
Nice.
So what are you guys intending to do next?
Yeah.
We're trying to get into the lab now, or we're there.
You're at the
we're like at the building, right? So
so you guys go. We see in the crash there's a lightning crack that goes overhead. We see you guys racing across in the middle of this rainstorm, and whoa, you both sort of take cover in the eaves underneath the side of the building. Okay. There are lights on in the building as well too, and it sounds like there's machinery going as well. What are you guys intending on doing next?
Well, we need to get inside, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I guess if there's like I don't know, with an industrial building, there might not be a lot of available windows or anything.
So are you planning on doing this quietly? Do you care if you make noise?
I think we want to be as quiet
still,
as possible.
Right? Okay. We're trying to get into the building where we can kind of get the drop on the doctor, right?
Do either of you have thievery?
Nope.
Thievery.
I don't.
I do not have thievery.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to like pick a lock unless you. I mean, you can try it untrained.
Mm-hmm. But that's not great odds, especially in the middle of a rainstorm where you can't see anything.
Right.
And we don't have flashlights to.
Yep.
Is there like a second story that we could go climb up or whatever?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Santiago will. Make his little
athletics.
Sure.
Foot saddle and
so why don't you each give us are you both trying to get to the second level?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
you
I guess
split the party?
one of us will get up, and then the other one will.
Yeah, do
Pull the
the
other one.
classic one person makes a saddle and boosts the other guy
Okay.
up, and then the other guy leans down and grabs the hand and
Yep.
pulls
So
the other
why don't
guy.
you each give us an athletics check?
All right. No modifiers?
No modifiers.
nice.
17. Holy shit. 10. Incredible.
Nice.
All right, so both of you are
I
easily...
throw Santiago up.
Yeah. This is really what you're specializing in, is just climbing up shit. So you guys easily clamber up to the second floor, and what you find is once we cut sort of inside the attic of this thing, and a window opens. We hear the pounding, rain and wind and whatnot outside. You guys crawl in, close it behind you, and what's stored up here is sort of what you would expect from a stockyard. I guess there's lots of there's material for branding and putting hooves on animals. You don't put horseshoes on cows, though, so it's probably the stuff for, I don't know, whatever else that may be up here for...
Yeah, who knows what they use with cattle.
Yeah. What do you guys intend on doing next? You can hear this with the window closed. You can hear the sound of... There's some machinery going in here as well.
Let's get down and...
Let's get down and check it out.
see what's going on.
Okay. What I think I'll get you to do is one of you will take the lead on stealth, and one of you will assist, or one of you will aid. Or assist.
What's your stealth?
I've only got a D4.
Me too, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So yeah, Bill, do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go. I will try the aid,
Okay.
Okay.
and you do the real roll.
Okay.
All right, not bad.
Not bad. All right, so you get +1 to your roll, Santiago.
All right. +1.
Okay.
There you go.
So you guys make your way down. You find that there is... this place is mostly opened up. So it's... there have been walls that are like partitions that have been put up, but as soon as you get down to the main floor, you can hear there's a lot of fucking noise down here. And there are, say, 2 Lobotons that are down here as well. And there seems to be, there's a hum in the air as well, and you can hear someone shouting, and you recognize the accent as being Dr. Mazuchelli. I don't care! The power is down! Get that transceiver back up! I don't care about the wind! And you hear someone say, oh, yes, doctor! Yes, doctor! And what do you guys intend on doing? You can't quite see through the partitions. There's flashes of light and whatnot that are going on, and you hear the sound of footsteps on wooden floors and the slamming of a door.
There's a couple. So you said we can tell there's a couple Lobotons in there with him.
Yep. You can picture, imagine a, to be honest, imagine the type of shop, the big wide open wooden structure you'd see at a tourist shop, where it opens up and it's a very clear open area, somewhere in in a outdoorsy kind of thing, where it's got high rafters, it's got a really wide open central area, but they set up dividers to sort of partition off different sections. From where you guys are, there's these wooden partitions, sort of not fabricated, but roughly fabricated walls to separate one area from another one. So from where you guys are, you can't quite see down in. There's lots of boxes and stuff you're able to hide behind, or crates, I should say. And there's flashing and flickering of light, like a white, brilliant light from somewhere behind one of the partitions. And then it's apart from the hum and the sound of machinery, you're not hearing anything else. And why don't you both give us a notice check? Let's see if you hear something. Okay. Bill, what you distinctly hear is in a sort of whispering, or almost like an intimate level of volume. You can hear someone quietly say, "Don't worry, Sheriff. we will have you muscled back on watch in no time.
Oh, that's awful. Okay. And where's that coming from?
That is coming from the direction of where all the machinery and the flashing lights and stuff are coming from.
All right. I don't think Bill can help himself. He's going to rush out there.
Okay.
Yep, Santiago, as soon as Bill moves, he's drawn and going too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go running over. You can carry forward your...
Angus!
Okay, so I was going to say here... So you cry out Angus, and you go running over Santiago. You're like, what the? And you can see that the two Lobotomons who are sort of standing in the area, they sort of both turn. And there's a little bit of a whirring you hear as they're trying to move so quickly. Bill, what you do is you run to the far side and the partition, and you look in. I'm going to need you to make a fear check here. And it'll be at a minus... I'll say a minus...
Oh, you got guts too.
4 in total.
All right, so it's a net of -2. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have brave.
Jaded, yeah. The reason it's so high is just because of there's a personal element to this. So
spirit, right? So
spirit
right?
at -2, yeah.
All right.
Awesome. So you race around. And
yeah,
here's...
that brave helped. I mean, also I have guts too, but yeah, still.
Yeah, that's huge. So what you see as you look around, and there's just because you're not afraid by this, I think there's just a bit of twisted fury. So there is a large sort of generator that seems to be going on some kind of ghost rock. Next to that, there is what kind of looks like a chair or a throne. And going from the bottom up, you can see there is a body that is sitting in there in like white linen pants. And it goes up to about the waist. And then what it's sitting in front of behind that is like, imagine a semicircle that is all very, very, very fine wiring. So the whole thing has like very, very fine details going around, almost giving it like a conch shell kind of like circle to it, or across that is a strange like fractal pattern almost of wires that are spread, and you can see power is going through the conch shell feature. And suspended on those wires, from the waist up, it appears that all flesh and bone has been removed. And stretched out across these wires are all of the nerves and circulatory system and whatnot of a living being, culminating in a central nave where there is a brain in a glass casing hooked up to it, which also has power, and 2 bare eyeballs that float bloop, 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 in there as well too, still all connected and latched in together into this enormous mechanical apparatus. And you can't tell what this... Yeah, there's no distinguishing features here of who this person is. But you recognize, I think, Angus always had that, heterochromia? The thing where he's got one eye that's blue and one eye that's brown. That's what's floating in the jar. Guys, let's draw some cards. Anyone have anything that...
do you want me to make a spirit roll too, if I'm...
Unless if you're running, I think I'm picturing, because Bill just sort of ran forward, you're not quite seeing this just yet, and your attention is the two Lobotomons who have just turned towards you.
Okay, I'm gonna go in soon enough, but
give us a spirit roll at minus. Yours is only a -2. This is horrific as shit.
Roll but -2, and I have guts, so I get to reroll if I fail.
Okay.
-2.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Seen some weird shit before.
So you see this thing in like. Yeah. So let's draw some cards here, guys. Okay. Santiago, King. There we go. Bill, Queen. Very nice. I did a quick search here. Now, this is not going to be a good representative necessarily of the Lobotomons, but let's... oh, is it coming? Nope. That's not quite right. Oh, this will work. Let's see if I can get this to actually show up. There we go.
I just realized that's why Lobot is named that in Star Wars.
For which?
In The Empire Strikes Back, right? The dude with the like skullet brain thing, and he's named Lobot, and it's because of lobotomy, and I just put that together.
Yeah. All right, so then, guys, we have 2 Lobotomons. Yeah, and I think like in the comic version of this, he would initially be calling them the Law-Bototons, and you would now be seeing them as the Low-Bototons. All right. Then, guys, let's see what they go on. They're on a 7. So, first up, we've got Santiago. These things are going for their guns.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I can't remember if there's a held action, right? You can wait to go later to interrupt somebody.
Yep.
All right. What I want to do is I'm going to either have my pistol out or draw it, and I'm going to, as soon as one of them pulls a gun, I'm going to try to cold shot the pistol out of its hand.
Okay. Yeah. So there'll be a contested athletics check to try and interrupt the action.
Yeah, contested athletics to interrupt the action, and then like -4 on the shot to disarm. It says targeting something the size of a pistol is a -4. So shooting at -4, I think if I can actually get it off, otherwise it'll do its thing.
Okay. So we see there's 2 Lobotomons, but I don't see the doctor anywhere.
You don't see
the doctor.
No, you do see an office though. That has been set up, and the door is closed on that. You did hear a door slam, and it wasn't an exterior door because you didn't hear the wind. So, all right. Santiago, you're holding an action, right?
Yeah, I'm holding. I've got my pistol, and I'm gonna try to shoot the pistol out of their hand if they go for it.
Sounds good. Bill, what are you doing?
Bill is going to. So he sees a heart. I mean, basically, Agnes is beyond saving as far as.
Well,
yeah, there's, from the waist up, from where he's sort of bolted in there, there's no flesh left. There's no bone. It's just nervous system that's been strung up through this huge, steampunk kind of apparatus.
Yeah,
the doctor would say we can rebuild him. We have the technology. But,
I know, but he's not going to do it.
Probably not.
Yeah. What are you doing, Bill?
I'm going to shoot one of these. Get in close and shoot one of these Lobotomons.
Okay.
What? You're not going to try to shoot the gun out of their hand like a heroic?
Not with a shotgun.
Yeah. Boom! Seemed to work. All right, so go ahead. This will be short range, so go ahead and make your shooting check. Difficulty's going to be 4.
Okay. Oh, the short range is no bonus or anything?
No bonus.
Oh, I got a 4.
Yeah, that's a hit. So there's a explosion. And
right, so 3d6.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Oh yeah, remember you hit the weapon when you're making your attack roll.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Because then it gives you the option to roll. No, it's okay. So it's a hit. Go ahead and roll.
And roll damage. I'll just roll damage from here.
Please do. Okay, 9. So what you see is it blows away the cover from this. So you can see that there is like a metallic component to the chest plate that goes down to where the hips are. The whole thing. There's a casing for where the head is. There's a casing for the body, but the whole thing seems to be made out of metal. And your pellets strip away the facade of this being any kind of living creature. All right, then it's their turn. So you need to make a contested athletics to try and interrupt him here. Their athletics is a 6.
So it didn't do anything. It didn't seem like.
Didn't hurt. No, it didn't seem to damage them.
Okay.
Oh, so you could spend a Benny to re-roll damage if you like. Your call.
And 9 on 3d6 is not great.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, I was saying 9 on 3d6 is not great.
I'm going to re-roll damage.
Go ahead.
So.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 3. Oh, there you go.
18. Incredible. All right, so that's actually enough to... One of them is blown apart, and you can see that there are some organic bits inside there, but it's very similar to its lungs, its, a little bit of brain. Yeah. That's really it. If these things are alive and sentient, it is a horrific life they are, or existence that they're operating in. All right, so then
all your dice can explode. Having a lot of dice for a weapon is really wicked.
Yep.
Right? Because I did not put that together for damage, but yeah.
So I rolled a 1 for my athletics. Go ahead and make your athletics check.
Oh, I got an 8.
So you get to act before him.
All right, I'm going to try to shoot it out of his hand. Okay. -4 to the shot.
Yep. Okay, so the shot goes out of its hand. All right. So it's going to have to spend its turn to make a perception to try and find its gun. Go ahead and roll damage, actually, as well, too. Let's see if it destroyed the... Okay. Nah. You could spend a Benny to re-roll if you like, but...
How do all these Bennies burning a hole in my pocket? It seems like maybe...
I know, you got a lot of Bennies.
Maybe re-rolling damage. Let's do it.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
destroyed.
My God.
Yeah, so it explodes in its hand. So then it sort of looks down, and I think it's going to run towards you then and try and hit you. Okay, so it goes racing up. And then, let's see here. What is your parry?
My parry, because I have my trademark weapon in my hand, my parry is a 7.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, and these are not
wild cards.
Wild cards. So no. So it comes in and awkwardly swings its fists at you, and you're able to keep your distance and push the fist aside.
Tio Juan's pistol keeping me alive.
Damn right. Gracias, Tio. Then, next round. Let's see here. Santiago, you're first here. Oh, wrong deck. Madison.
Bush League DM.
Seriously.
Grabbing from the wrong deck.
I know.
Why do we play hours and hours of games with you every week?
I don't know. Mystery to me. All right, so we go 5 for you, an 8 for Bill, and for the Lobototon, a 4.
Nice.
All right, so Bill, you're up first. What are you doing?
I guess as the shotguns are single, right? Or they?
It's double-barreled, I believe. So you have a second shot.
Double barrel. Well, I mean, we can make it to like since I had a misfire on the other one. It's fine because I used a Benny.
Oh no! That's Benny is just like fate intervening in a badass way for you. No, that's just
okay.
You don't have to take a.
I'm going to run up to the office then.
Okay.
Well, I guess I go. Well, I'm going. Angus, are you there? I mean, I think it's there. I don't know.
Okay, and it's.
So I run up the stairs towards the office, I guess.
Okay. So you go racing up towards the where the office is. Do you have any action planned here, or?
If I can get to the office, I'm going to kick in the door.
Absolutely. Give us if you're literally kicking it in, give us an athletics check.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Hit it, and the door bursts open, and what you see standing in there is Dr. Mazuchelli and one of his other Lobototons. And he seems shocked by what's happening here. Next is Santiago. What are you doing?
All right. I was looking through the rules so grappling seems like an option if I don't want to kill this thing, or non-lethal damage. Is the butt of my pistol blunt enough to do non-lethal? I know in real life that's an iffy thing.
So no. Like game is all about emulating fiction more so than it is reality. So that's GURPS. In GURPS, you cause closed head brain trauma with your knockout attempts. But in this game, it definitely goes that way. However,
but they might not be knockoutable.
Exactly, because they may have traits like construct or things like that where they, you could try though. I mean, there's only one way to find out, right?
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to figure out. I'm also looking at like ranged weapons in melee or.
So because you're using a pistol, you should be fine. It's only when you're using rifles can't be used in melee.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do. So, do I have to use both hands if I want to grapple, or is there a penalty? I can't see if there's a thing about both hands for grappling or not. I'd assume you would need to use both. Or...
Yeah, I think that if you weren't using both hands, I'd probably give you a -2. Just because that seems to be the catch-all sort of... -2 is pretty big in this game.
That's okay. No, -2 is good. And I got lots of bennies to spend if I don't roll well or something. So I think what I'm going to try to do is try to, with my I'm going to try to kind of bear hug the Lobototon so that its arms are pressed to its sides and grapple it so that it can't, hurt me really. But okay. I'm not trying to hurt it.
Yep.
That is athletics. And I'm taking the -2 because I want to keep the pistol in my hand.
So it's opposed roll. All right.
Yeah,
so
opposed athletics.
Okay, let's see here. All right. All right, so this thing is, whatever servo mechanisms are driving this thing, it seems to be more powerful. You could spend a penny to reroll.
Reroll.
Please do.
Reroll that. 2, submit.
There you go. Yep.
Better.
All right, so you don't get a raise. So this thing is entangled, but not bound.
Yeah. Okay.
So it can't move and is distracted, so it's -2 to its rolls.
Okay.
All right, cool. So then on its turn, it is going to try and free itself. So go ahead and make your roll at -2. Let's see here. I got a 4. Yep, you got your hands on this thing.
Nice.
It's moving around. All right. Brings us to the end of the round, guys. So let's do this. We'll give... Bill, you're up first this time. Bill's got a 5. Okay. Santiago, 2. The Lobotons are on a 7. And I'll do a separate one for Herr Doctor. Herr Doctor is on a 3.
And... hypothetically, you could spend a Benny to draw another card, right?
Yep.
So
and I'm going to spend another card. I'm going to spend one of my bad guy bennies to get a card for Herr Doctor. So I got a 7.
Oh.
What are you guys thinking?
Bill, if you want to blast the Doctor, this might be a good time.
What do you mean blast the Doctor? He's gonna.
I don't know what you're thinking. If you're going to try to shoot the Doctor, I would shoot the Doctor before the Lobotons get a chance to shoot at you. But that's just me.
There is some kind of device that's sitting on his desk as well, too. No one spending bennies?
I think I will spend a Benny to re-roll.
Can't you
re-roll the... Yeah.
Here we go. 7. Oh! So... Wow.
The order is...
Yeah, Lobotons first, then... I love it. You're all in 7s.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Lobotons are up first here. So the one... give us a athletics check -2. I got a 4. Santiago?
2... he gets out.
So he's free now. Then it is the other Lobototon is going to draw a gun and then shoot at you there, Bill.
Okay.
So I take a -2 because I'm doing 2 actions. Let's see here. Oof. I hit with a raise. Okay. And... that means your toughness is an 8 or a 9?
An 8.
8, okay. All right. Oh, I got an exploding dice.
Eesh.
All right, I got a 14, so I got a hit. You are shaken and with 1 wound. Do you want to spend a Benny to soak that?
Yes, I'm going to spend a Benny to soak.
Okay, go ahead.
Vigor, right?
There's a soak
vigor
roll.
Dang it.
Shit.
Oh. So I got a wound.
1 wound and you're shaken.
Yeah.
So put your little thing here. All right. The one thing we were fucking up before, and a kind viewer pointed out that if you make a successful spirit check to unshake, you get to act right away. You don't have to get a raise. That's a change in Adventure Edition. All right, so then that was the Lobotons. Then it is El Doctor. So, Dr. Mazuchelli grabs something on his table, and he brings it up, and there's like a cord hanging from it, and he unleashes, and there's this crazy jolts of electricity that come out at you. Mm-hmm. So, what I need... Oh, I should have taken the card out. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I need to make a mad science roll here for him. And he is a wild card. So, let's see here. I got a success, no raise. So, this lightning is kind of playing across you, and you're... you can feel yourself, you are unable to move. So you are basically entangled. It's not causing you damage, okay. It's just, it's locking all of your joints into place, and the first thing you can think is like, is this what happened to Angus? Then it is, so they've gone, now it's Tater's turn. So Tater, first thing is, let's see if you can recover from being shaken.
Shake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, I get a +2 for that too.
Nice.
Right, combat reflexes.
Yep.
It's a good one to have.
4.
4.
Yay.
Yep. You can act now. Okay.
Okay. So how do I get out of this thing?
So you need to make a athletics check against a target number of 6.
Okay. All right.
Nice. So what do we see as you shake yourself free of this?
I just like start moving towards him. That's all I can do, right?
Yep. Awesome. All right. So you've got yourself free of his thing breaks, and he's like, no. Oh,
it's actually it took wounds into consideration. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. Then it
is. Take the wounds into consideration.
Santiago, what are you doing?
Okay. So I'm in the one room with the Lobototon.
Yep. Bill's making his way into the office.
In the next room in the office area. Can I see Bill through the doorway?
I think you see.
Or what can I see through the doorway?
No, I don't think so. I don't think from where you are, but what you can see is Bill's making his way in with lightning playing across him.
Yep. Okay, so I think what I will do is I will... I really don't want to blast these Lobototons after I put all this work into not blasting them.
Don't you know I'm trying to save you?
Exactly. Okay. But I could move and take a free attack from the one that's next to me.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to move to where I'm going to turn and move and get smacked perhaps and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And try to get to where I can see Bill and the doctor inside the office.
What's your parry?
My parry is a 7.
I miss. So you
nice.
Duck underneath, and you're able to get over to where Bill is. You can see there's a Lobototon in there. There's the Dr. Mazuchelli. What do you want to do?
I want to do another called shot and shoot the gun out of his hand. Or shoot the gun and break it, or whatever.
Out of the Lobototon? Sure, I'm going to give you
no, out of the doctor's hand. I want to shoot his fancy weird science gun.
So because Bill is sort of filling the frame and he's not a small guy, I'm going to give another -2 on that.
All right, so
it'll be
minus
6 in total.
Okay, well, and I've got 5 shots. I could fan the hammer, but then I run a chance of shooting Bill.
I don't think you can fan the hammer and make a called shot.
Oh, is that one of the...
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe you can, like rules is written, it feels like if you're blazing away...
Yeah, it doesn't really feel appropriate.
Yeah.
Because I think we've tried... anyway, whatever. Yeah, I'll take 1 shot, fanning the hammer.
We have done that before, because that's how you shot it in the heart. Yeah, you can do that if you want.
But if I roll like a 1 or 2, then I hit Bill.
Oh yeah, if you fumble, you're hitting Bill for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna take the -6 to the shot and try to shoot out of the doctor. Shoot the thing in the doctor's hand.
Please do.
And I will spend a Benny.
Okay, reroll.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah. No fumble, though. No fumble.
Close.
So that's good.
Close.
All right.
I got 4 shots left, so maybe next time.
So there's a shot that goes right past you, Bill, but I'm not sure you even hear that. That's the end of the round, guys. Let me just... I wonder if I can get a...
Get a token for the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor here. I got a specific actor in mind, too. Why not? So he does not look like that, but it'll do for our Lobototon thing. So there's a Lobototon behind you without a gun. There's a Lobototon in there, and there's the doctor. So let's do reverse again. Santiago. King.
Nice.
Very nice. Bill. 3. Eesh. The Lobototons. 10. And... I'll spend another Benny from our wild card to see if I can get a better one. Ugh. So the 8 is what I'm acting on. Bill, you want to spend a Benny? Oh, you got no Bennies.
I don't have any.
Okay. Then that is, I guess, the order. So first up is Santiago. What are you doing?
It'd be much easier to just shoot the doctor than to shoot.
Yes, it would be. Yes.
And I know that's what Bill wants me to do, but Santiago is a man of honor, and he believes that these Lobototons can be saved if we can intimidate the doctor into standing down. He's going to do the same thing again. So shooting with -6.
Okay.
To try to hit the gun out of the doctor's hand, the weird science gun.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, I'm so close. Ooh.
Spending a Benny?
You rolled a...
I rolled a 7. So yeah, I have to get an 8, but all these chances, surely I'm gonna hit him. So let's do it.
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah.
spend my Benny and do another -6, and
Yes! Nice. Hit with a raise. So go ahead and roll damage.
all right, no damage modifiers. Hell yeah.
All right. So then
I'm sure it's gonna blow up in Bill's face and hurt him too. So
No, he's not there yet. He was just moving towards him, pushing through the lightning, right?
Yep. All right. So then hold on. What I need is give me 1 second here. I want to find.
A blow up in the doctor's hand.
Oh yeah, it's for sure blowing up. I'm just trying to see what the
damage is from the shrapnel.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yep. Makes sense.
Like in previous editions, they had like power background specific sort of reactions. So like, yep. And here we go. Malfunction. Arlen, give us a D20 roll.
All right, 1d20 coming up. A 9.
Okay. Ooh. So this thing releases or discharges, and the electricity now plays up Dr. Mazuchelli. He is distracted, stunned, and vulnerable. So you have +2 to your actions against him. Then...
He's stunned. Stunned is nice.
Stunned is very nice. So then, next up is the Lobototons. One of them comes running up behind you to brain you, Santiago.
Yep.
Oh, exploding dice. I hit you.
Uh-oh.
What's your toughness?
I think it's a 6.
It's a 6?
Yeah, 6.
So it hits you, but nothing more than like bumps and bruises.
Ah. You'll have to do better than that, robot.
Nice. Go, get off me. Then Tater, this thing is going to try and shoot at you again. Oh, fuck, I got to hit with a raise. Again. Oh. There it is. The one thing with dice is that the sound they make, especially on a wooden floor, the sound they make is never consistent with where they actually are. It falls and it's like, I know I'm not going to look where I thought I heard it. All right, so then you're hit with a raise. So, Bill, you got an 8. Hell, it's only a 10, so I get another, you are shaken again. Okay. And then it is Herr Doctor. So I think he's going to be doing this here. Stunned. Stunned till you recover. Distracted. -2 to all rolls. And vulnerable. I'm going to let him make a spirit check at -2 to try and shake himself free of this stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, his spirit is that. Let's see here. I got a success. All right, so he kind of shakes himself free, and that thing is not usable any longer. But I think as a stun, I'm not going to let him act this round. So he's freed himself, but he can't do anything. Bill, what are you doing? You're shaking?
I gotta unshake.
Please do. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. +2 for your combat reflexes.
Yeah.
I have full faith in you.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep. Nice.
Unshaken. Okay, what are you doing?
All right. I'm going to move to grab the doctor. Yeah, I'm going to grab the doctor,
Sure. So you get...
and maybe try to choke him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Sure.
Grab him first.
Give us an
Fighting,
is
right?
Fighting check, yeah, and it'll get +2 because he's vulnerable still.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Oh, man.
That's unfortunately, his parry is a 2. So,
Oh man.
yep, he's a lover, not a fighter. Well, actually, he's a torturing vivisectionist.
I kind of grab him and I say, "What did you do to hang us?" And I'm like, probably spit something out of my mouth.
Give us an intimidation check, please.
Okay. Not intimidated yet.
No, your eyes are heavy with tears. I think it's undercutting. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So then, next round, guys. Let's see here.
I guess he's grabbed at least, right?
You definitely grabbed him. Yep. You got him. He is. Okay. So then, Bill, Santiago, Jack, Lobotomons, and the Doctor. Ooh, Doctor's last. Do I spend one of my last bennies? Will. Ooh.
Oh, good spin.
Good spend. All right, so he is up first, and I think what he'll do is he looks at you and just says, "I perfected him." And then he's going to try and activate another device here. -2. You can see he's fumbling trying to activate something on his belt, and he's not successful. Okay. That is his round. Next is... Okay, so clubs, hearts. Hearts, you're up first, Bill. Oh, no, Santiago, you're up first on a jack. What are you doing?
I'm looking at these rules. And one of the suggestions, or one of the things you can do is a push to potentially knock somebody prone.
Yep.
Seems like that might be a thing to do to get this Lobototon out of my face.
Okay.
Without actually shooting him.
You got it.
So that is I can use athletics or strength. They're the same. We make an opposed roll using strength or athletics.
Yep.
And if I succeed, I push him back 2 yards, and with a raise, it doubles to 4 yards.
Okay, I got a 5.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
Nice. I'm actually going to make an athletics check because you're pushing him downstairs as well. Because Carl established that there's stairs leading up into the room. So, athletics. Oh, I easily succeeded. Okay. So, yeah, you push this thing back. It stumbles back several yards. So I'll put
all right, and then that's my turn. I guess unless I... wait, can I move after I push?
You can always move, yep.
Okay. Then I will move up to the doorway, right, to be kind of present in as much as I can be in that room, ready for something while the doctor is doing his thing.
Yeah, I think the Lobototon will turn because it doesn't want to risk shooting the... actually, hold on. Lobototon doesn't act next. Bill acts next. What are you doing, Bill?
Since he's kind of said that kind of... Angus was perfect as he was. mad bleepity bleepity, and I just he still grabs. So I'm just gonna like with all of my force, like to do damage, smash him against like in a rage, smash him against the wall or whatever.
Yeah. If you want to have like work towards a thematically appropriate mad science finale, you make your check, and narratively you could be dragging him out towards that crazy electricity-filled apparatus that Angus is currently part of.
Okay.
So give us another fighting check.
Okay. Did it? Oh, jeez.
However, because of that great role playing, and because of Santiago's insistence to keep giving, one thing. So for those who are running Savage Worlds, I would err on the side of always giving bennies when you feel like it, because I keep thinking like, oh, that was great, I should give a benny for that, and then I forget about it. Both of you will have another benny, so you can't
I'll
spend.
use my benny. There you go.
Awesome.
Nice.
So you drag him out, and you're right next to him. You're like, he was perfect before. And you see those two eyes, different colored eyes, kind of like are drifting slowly on that nerve, connection that leads back to the brain in the jar. Then it's the Lobotomons. So one of the Lobotomons has to.
Do I do damage to the guy at least, or doesn't matter?
With a raise? Yeah. Like, are you going to throw?
If dragging is part of the action, that's fine. I'll take that as a raise.
No. With a raise, like, do you want to throw him into that apparatus?
Yeah, I think I will.
Then that's a hit. Let's say it does 4d6 damage.
Okay. Oh, and another 6.
So that's 15. Go ahead and roll.
19.
I have no bennies left to be able to soak. So, what do we see as Dr. Mazuchelli comes to his fitting and poetic end?
I guess he's all that lightning or whatever, and maybe appropriately, like a thunder or lightning hits like his apparatus too. Right?
Yeah, the tower.
More jolt.
Yeah.
So throw him in there, and he's like starts shaking, and then the lightning hits, and he just like his eyes. It's probably gruesome if this were a rated R movie.
Yeah.
His eyes would burn out. His eyes would burn out. Like. He's in the electric chair.
Awesome.
Well, and what if,
smoke,
as you kind of throw him in what remains of Angus, it's almost
Angus
as if it kind
of
grapples around him and
holds him in
the wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, at that moment, I guess the last thing we need to deal with is Angus. So as the power's dying, the apparatus seems to be malfunctioning now. It's slowly powering down.
Do the Lobotomons like power down?
Interestingly, they don't.
Yeah. See? That one you killed was a person, Bill.
So what you see, I guess, is with the power going out, the eyes, like, they focus on you, Bill, and you can see, like, you definitely see the last flickering light of Angus's life go out of those eyes. And then they slowly drift off, like, so they're not facing towards you, and then just drifting in the globe. Angus is gone. So our closing scene is with you guys, sort of saddling up. What you found out, and we can see that, walking through the streets are one or two of these Lobotomons, and they sort of, nod towards you, but in a very distinctly characteristic kind of way. On their faces, people have drawn actual, like, crude, faces on them. It turns out that Dr. Mazuchelli was converting members of the town into this stuff, press ganging them in, and they were under his control when the towers were up and active, but without them up, and especially without the central controlling mechanism of Angus, these are just people now.
Yep.
How long you maybe see, like, one of them is walking along with his hand, holding hands with a human wife, and then a kid kind of going along. Another one is sitting outside the saloon begging, and kids are throwing stones at it. So, like, they've just incorporated themselves back into the community, like where they were before. So, what do we end our scene with you guys? Anna is very impressed with your heroics.
Yeah,
too,
well,
guys.
I guess we try to take Angus apart as best we can and give him a proper burial for sure.
Awesome. So yeah, like the film version, we'd see the camera go through the town. We see everyone going on, and we end at Boot Hill, outside of town.
Yeah, and maybe that one automaton who contacted us, that when he said "help me," might be the most, I guess, independent. Maybe.
Well, I think it was Bill acting through them because he was the network.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because Bill was the one who was controlling all that stuff. It was Bill.
Well, maybe a few of them are there.
Yeah,
It might have actually been deputies, right?
Yep. And somehow Bill would have, when he was in that form, Bill still managed to get a telegraph to you.
Ah.
So,
Interesting. Oh, well, that through the wire. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
so with that, you can see, we then, Bill, you lay down some of those like prairie flowers, the kind that are like dime a dozen, but they're kind of pretty. Set him down at his grave, and then we.
Could we have found his badge?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So then I think as proper, then Bill will give the badge to one of the now free Lobotomons.
Nice. Okay, and they will
He
be.
seems the most leaderly.
Okay. And
Maybe
then
deputy.
that's what you see. The one of the Lobotomons with the thing on it, it nods goodbye to you. And we cut over and you see that Santiago is sitting on Bullseye and he's holding the reins of your horse, Bill. You guys mount up, and we see you guys riding off into the sunrise, off towards your next adventure. So
Nice.
great. So guys, you will each get an advancement for today's session.
Ooh. Okay.
So you can feel free to select that. And you're inching towards veteran now, guys. So awesome. So then for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for the what do you call it, for this Deadlands one-shot impromptu thing. For those who are trying to or were going to join us for Ash, which we apologize, we'll be back in 2 weeks time with our next session of that. But we hope you enjoyed our one note tale. Let's see here. What would I'm trying to think of the name of this thing. What do we think here, guys?
Valley of the Lobotomons.
Yeah. Valley of the Lobotomons. Sounds good.
Or like lawmen and lawbots.
This is such a great game. All right. So then, for those listening at home, once again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server. You can find all of us on there. We have a channel dedicated to Savage Worlds now too, so you're welcome to post any questions or comments about the session or the game over there. You can also find me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings and by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really great organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. And from now until August 1st, 2021, for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you get one chance to win our grand prize or one of the other awesome prizes that we have available. The grand prize for this raffle is the Legendary Edition Curse of Strahd from Beetle and Grimm. Beetle and Grimm have very generously donated a copy of that for us to raffle off, and if you don't win that, there's still plenty of other very cool prizes that you could win. You can also, by donating, you also get a chance to vote on our games that we're going to be playing in our next charity session. And then later this afternoon, we will be playing a charity session of Simbaroom, the game that the donors from the beginning of the year voted for. And I'm also need to go and update the character sheets for everyone with the extra loot and such that our generous donors gave, because one of the things you can do with the your donation is you can, the week before our charity sessions, is spend that money to help outfit our heroes to face the horrors that they will be coming across. So the last thing I want to say is an enormous thank you to the players. You know, I keep saying this because not only is it really, I appreciate it so much, the willingness to just roll with the punches and make a session when we're not able to play what we were designed to play. But it's also just like what a great model of like ideal player behavior. So I'm very, very grateful for Arlen and Carl for just deciding this morning, like, well, we can't play this, so let's play something else. So thank you to both of you for making this. This was and man, Savage Rules does a terrific job of just being able to cobble together a story as you're going along.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, for those listening at home, thank you once again for joining us. We hope we enjoyed our Savage one-shot here. It's a Savage Saturday, in sort of. If you are joining us during the current crisis, we hope this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the tales that our heroes and the travails they're facing in the Weird West. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.